Well, good Wednesday afternoon to you. Chris Hare here, the crypto cowboy, bringing you a full breakdown on KASPA today. So we've got a big move incoming, but I'm not exactly sure it's the move that you're looking for. But we're going to break down in the chart that down in the charts, figure it all out, give you a pretty good understanding where I see KASPA going over the next few days to a week. But we're going to start off just like we do every day with the crypto fear and greed index, currently at a 39. Kind of came up, then went back down into fear. What I will tell you though is the best times to buy are when we're in fear. That's when I do a lot of my spot purchases, because you can see we may waffle around in fear for a little while, but we eventually move out. We did it here. We waffled around up and down, then we moved out, and then I sell in greed. It's a pretty good strategy. It works for me. When it's in extreme fear, like I'll do small purchases as we're in fear, but when we get into extreme fear, I start getting heavier. You can see we went to 82,000 there, 84,000 for Bitcoin there, and then we launch and have those face melting runs. So they usually pay off pretty well. When you buy in fear, sell in greed, it's just a pretty good strategy that works for me. Now we're going to talk today about the Fed rate cuts coming, 98% chance of a 25 basis point cut. I have mixed feelings about this. I'm not sure that this rate cut is priced in. It could be, but the biggest thing with rate cuts is that they spark recession fears, and that causes uncertainty, and markets hate uncertainty. That's when they like to pull back. So that's where I'm kind of cautious with this move. I think that we may have a brief pump in the beginning, but I'm not confident that pump can sustain itself. And if we go to an altcoin season index relevant to KASPA, altcoins follow Bitcoin, especially when it's in a Bitcoin season. Currently, we're at a 27. We've came down just a little bit. And what I noticed in the run that we had yesterday and up to that few days, that altcoins were a lot stronger than Bitcoin in their run. Bitcoin didn't perform very well. I traded just to keep up with it. But what I did notice is that the altcoin trades that I took, they were much, much stronger than Bitcoin was. So that seems promising for alts. Maybe this run that we're about to have is the altcoin run, and we all make a little money that way. I know they've taken quite a beating, and oftentimes I say when things take that much of a beating, there's something big coming. They like to pound the price down as far as they possibly can. But we'll pull out to a liquidation heat map for KASPA. This monitors what the market makers are doing. Market makers chase liquidity, and so they know where your liquidation points are in your long and short trades. And their main purpose in life is to just chase that liquidity up and down, and that's what draws the charts. You can see everything above price action is a short trade, everything below price action is a long trade. And there's a big bright pocket of liquidity up here around 6 cents. But then we've got a lot of just small little liquidations all the way down to about 4 cents. Cumulatively, 1.2 million in long trades ready to be liquidated. If you go to the top side, 1.7 million in short liquidations. So we're right in the middle. There's a little bit of uncertainty here, but we'll get into the charts, and that's going to explain that and break it out a little more. We'll start off with the 4-hour on KASPA. You can see right now we're sitting in our 4-hour golden zone. We've been waffling around on this 50 moving average for several days now. This is a smooth moving average, so it takes 50 of these candles, puts a fluid line on the chart. It's basically a composite of the 50 simple moving average that you see in yellow here and the 50 exponential moving average that I don't use. It doesn't really serve me well. So that's where I am with that. The red line is the 200 smooth moving average. That takes 200 of these candles. Also works as a very strong support and resistance. So now that you know those things, I can kind of tell the story. Right now, we've dropped below this 50 smooth moving average on the 4-hour, and we're trying to retest it, but I think that retest is going to fail. We're kind of sandwiched right in between the simple and the smoothed. What I would do is I would wait on a breakout on either side of this, set your stop loss below or above, whichever way it breaks out, and write it down to these targets. If we can get above, we've got to get above the 200 moving average as well. Then we're looking at a target somewhere around 9 to 11.5 cents. If we can't sustain it, we lose the 50 simple moving average. We're headed down, guys. 34 cents or 0.34 cents to about 2.5 cents, let's say. But I went ahead and zoomed this out because of this wick. And typically market makers like to fill about 50 to 75% of those out. And they haven't done it yet. We've just been waffling ever since that big pullback. This was a highly manipulated move. We all know it. They know it. There's not a lot we can do. Sorry for the dogs. They're idiots. But what I think is we're going to come down. We're going to try to fill some of this wick out. That's probably going to put us in this 0.34 to about 2.3 cents there. Moving on to the daily. you can see it's going to tell us kind of what's going on too. We've kind of just been in a corrective called consolidative pattern here. I do think there's one more move left down, somewhere around 4 cents, 4.5 cents to about 2.3 cents. If for some reason we can get up here, break above the 50 moving averages, then our next target's 7 to 9 cents on up to 14 to 18 cents. What I do think is when we retest those, these upper targets are in play, and then we're kind of off to the races, and there may be a little bigger run left in the tank. The 2.618 sits up at around 30 cents, so I don't think that's out of the question. But once we get a bottom target, I can kind of give you a better idea of where we're going to land once we take off to the upside. That gives you a pretty good breakdown on KASPA. One of those things that's just kind of been in the middle, so I haven't really done anything with it. I do own some KASPA, so I'm kind of watching it for that. But there hasn't been a big move, so I haven't worried about if I need to dollar cost average into it or not. If I didn't have a bag of KASPA personally, I'd probably do some buying here because I think there's an opportunity after we hit those lows to go ahead and move up just a little bit. And I think you could make some money off of it. There's still a pretty good return left in the tank from 2 cents up to about 20 cents. I mean, that's a 10x on your money. So it warrants watching for sure. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, tap the bell notification. You'll get updates as soon as we upload a video. And don't forget to leave me a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And honestly, I love reading the comments. I love talking back and forth with you guys and seeing what you're interested in. And you guys in the KASPA community, feel free to drop some fundamental analysis in this video and kind of enlighten everybody of what's going on. I'm not great with fundamental analysis. I'm kind of a trade guy. I'm a chart guy. But if you guys want to leave it there, I'll be more than happy to leave it there and expand and ask questions to kind of help everybody along. But I'm going to wrap it up. You'll find a link to the Crypto School. I post all of these charts in there. I do but daily updates. I've posted some signals over there in the past few weeks, and we've done extremely well. I think we've lost 4 trades in the last 14 days out of about 25 or 30 we've taken. Not a bad average. We're making money. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. I've got a little more work to do out on the ranch today. So I really appreciate you watching. Once again, I'm Chris Hare, the Crypto Cowboy, and we'll see you down the road.